guys, minions, and welcome to unMadeGaming. We are here for another episode of Thrall, where I think we're going to murder a kid. I think that's where we left on this conclusion. That being said, if you like what we do here and the stories we tell, please go check us out on Patreon or subscribe here on Twitch. If you want to join the conversation and talk about this game and all the other games we have, join us on the Discord. Link for all those down below. And last but not least, you'll see in the bottom right-hand corner the corruption bar that is completely incorrect. But once I fix that, that bar serves two purposes. One is when that bar fills, Daryl gets to do whatever the hell he wants to us, which he has said is something special. And two, every single dollar that goes into that jar goes back to these wonderful, amazing players that you see here before you. With that, I will fix that bar and turn things over to Daryl to take us back to the world of Thrall.
The world of Thrall. Right, I actually have three potential things planned that would just fit the corruption bar so well. So if you guys out there would like to fill it 3 times, I can even make it happen. But you don't have to. We're doing this purely for fun, for your entertainment. But we wouldn't mind the corruption bar going up anyway. So let me recap. Are we in the right spot? Did we do that?
Oh, we sure didn't, guys.
I just looked up and I'm like, Cora is the game master.
Everyone.
This is,
Good.
you know,
Time doesn't matter.
Change
Days aren't
places.
real. Quarantine.
Well, this is your behind-the-scenes look at how we do this. Everyone drop your cameras except for Cora.
Damn it.
Perfect. John. Kendall.
Oh, you said my name. That's me.
And Daryl. And we're back. Welcome.
Awesome.
Look at that, kids.
It's a day, guys.
We're competent adults.
Barely.
We might be. We might be. All right. So anyway, thanks for that
Anything.
beautiful behind the scenes peek into production life for a streaming show. But let's recap what didn't happen last week, but the week before. I'd also thank you guys for letting me have the night off to spend with my wife. So that was super fun.
No, I want to mute that. I need to be muted. I want to mute that.
This is the best stream ever.
No, I'm not muted though. I'm not.
No, you're still going.
I muted him.
Just stay with us. I promise. We'll play D&D.
Wow.
All right. The party decided to race toward the lost wagon, hoping the cargo. Hoping the crude map Liam had provided would be sufficient. However, on the way, they discovered the boy, Johnny. He attempted to hide in the wood, but when pursued by one of Landslide's merc, he discovered his ability. He was a fire speaker, and a strong one at that. The party now knew why Father was so interested in the boy. He was a valuable asset that could potentially be turned into a blood thrall, so they decided to take him with them. After reaching the quarry, they took the path north along the edge of the Lishone Mountains. After coming upon the wagon, the corpses of the rest of Liam's retinue and one of the mercs who had pursued them were found, providing a meal to a passing razor hound. The party surrounded and dispatched the beast so that they could examine the wagon. It didn't appear that the wagon would ever haul again, but fortunately 2 cannon barrels disguised as axles appeared to still be in working order. They rushed back to Laclede and immediately discovered that Maria, who had been captured by Father, was released. She'd been injured and tortured, but now she was free. She told the party that Father had heard a voice, the voice of Demneok, the father of the blood thralls, and he was commanded to be patient and lenient toward the village. Now all she wanted was to see her adopted son, Johnny. Also, in the Boar's Tusk, there was so much that happened all at once. Anyway, in the Boar's Tusk, Henry and Oliver questioned if all of this was related to a prophecy of Lorelei. The party stashed the boy with Broder in the forest, then went to meet Alina, the local representative of the Light Church, where she told them about the prophecy. The Sun Speaker would bring forth a harvest of hope. The Fire Speaker will rise against hope, attempting to raise the harvest. and then the hands that bore stone will rise from the fire to bring the new age. And that's where we'll pick it up. We are in what they call Light's home, the little home that's been converted into this church. And you guys are speaking with Alina. Take it away.
I think we were arguing with her that she was wrong.
Well, speaking of that, I'm afraid you just don't understand, Rook. I don't believe it's possible at all that this third part of the prophecy is going to bring forth an age of blood thralls. It's going to bring forth an age of peace.
But how do you know that's what it brings forth? It is a prophecy that is very vague.
Perhaps, but why would we care about a prophecy that was going to kill us? Why would it be handed down from generations?
Who made the prophecy? Who handed it down the whole time?
Why indeed?
See, he understands.
No,
I don't know who the prophecy came from. I was taught it by my mother.
He's on my side.
Yeah. I'm with him.
Well, I don't know what it is you expect to accomplish by arguing with me.
I'm going to be honest. I didn't want to come here at all. It was mostly Luca and Samael. They want to come here. I'm just here for the ride. I'm waiting to kill the child.
Please don't kill the child. He's only a boy. Who knows what potential he has?
Well,
he may hold
He has the potential to burn everything away forever.
A potential? What is a potential?
It's like a gentle potential. It's like a little unbridled baby potential.
Soft little baby potential. Missed you guys.
It's like when you strike a match before you light a fire.
I think you've just led a hard life, and you're bound to find doom in everything that you come across. But perhaps if you would pray with me, would you come in and let us talk to Light herself? She will guide us. She will give us peace.
I don't really think that you can just talk to Lights.
Yeah, and you know what? Actually, you know what? No, Rook, why don't you go ahead and pray with the nice lady? That'll be a hoot.
I don't think that is going to help in this. Usually, in my line of work, when you talk to Lights, we send you to the Bishonian Sanitarium.
I mean, we did eat that vegetation once that made us see lights.
That's true, but they didn't talk to us. That was That was an experiment.
It's an excellent chance to work on your people skills.
And who knows? Maybe you'll figure out whether or not she's lying when the light starts talking to you. Then we can figure out something else to do about the light that's talking to you.
I don't think I like this game. What are we going to pray about?
Well, we pray for guidance and peace. We pray to have a deeper understanding of the world around us. I mean, have you never prayed?
No. It's not really my thing. Also, when you do the prayer, it's like talking to lights. You said that. But did the lights talk back to you?
Well, it's usually more of an internal nudge.
Okay, so when you get the nudge, then you make up the facts. Is that what you're saying?
I feel like you're not really listening, but
is it like a one nudge for yes and two nudges for no when you ask questions?
Yes, yeah, you could think of it that way if you want, but you clearly have.
So it sounds like you're using your feelings as facts.
Well, feelings are very important.
Oh, I feel like you shouldn't be in charge of the fate of the world.
I'm not in charge of anything. I am just trying to share my knowledge with you. And if you aren't interested anymore, then perhaps we can have a talk another time.
I
don't think you're interested in listening right now.
Sama, you do the people thing with the talking.
We are actually very interested in speaking with you. I apologize for my friends. They're not used to speaking with someone who verbalizes themselves so eloquently.
What does that mean?
That's very kind, dear.
You don't know how to talk smart sometimes.
That's rude.
But true, so.
Okay.
And you're all very tired, I can tell. You've been traveling and you're well, except for Sama, he slept on the horse.
Yep.
Sama, how much time do we actually have with everything that's going on? Do we have the time to be able to go and talk more about this? You were usually better at keeping track of these things than I am.
Depends on when they said they're coming back. I mean, I was in the woods, so I didn't necessarily hear if they had a time frame for when people from the are going to come back and look for the boy again. So depends. Any of you happen to know when they said they're coming back, or did they just not?
I think they said by sundown of the day that we're I believe it was sun up, and it might be the day after today. I think.
It was sundown of the current day.
Shit, I should have gone with my first instinct.
That was the initial statement.
Yeah, that was the initial statement, and then
they were you told to give patience
or something. Yeah. Well, so worst case scenario, we have until tonight. Best case scenario, we have some unforeseen time after tonight. So should probably set up as if we're planning for tonight.
Tonight or eventually? Those are the options?
Tonight or eventually. Those are the options.
Night or in the very nearest future, I'd imagine.
That's usually the window of operation I work with for killing people. Like right now or like eventually soon. It's an understandable window.
Well, what I recommend is that you guys we need to prepare if the father comes back with some force. My understanding from Oliver is that you guys are going to help with a response for that. If you wish, I will stay here and pray, and you guys can go do that.
You know, I have a question for anyone who might have an answer. So we saw the lieutenant, chief of Blood Thrall, the priest of Blood Thralls, and how many forces do they have, like in total, besides the two very, very powerful Blood Thrall that we saw? That remember that one time that the one guy said stop, sure, and everyone stopped?
So they've got the big priest.
Yeah.
They've got the mouth priest.
Yes.
They've got the lieutenant commander, right, and the big fella.
Right. Those are four.
That's like four.
Very powerful.
And then probably some others. I don't remember exactly if we saw them on the horse.
Well, I mean, there's
1, 2, 3, 4. There's 4 of us, so might be able to take them if we don't have anyone else.
A number of mercs that stay at the priests at the temple. That's just where they're stationed. Uh-huh. And she doesn't really know more, but you would also know that there's a garrison close that's at that intersection.
So like two local commanders, 2 regional commanders, and a whole garrison of mercs.
So what I just want to make sure that everyone understands here. They want the boy, and they have a tiny army, and we have 4 of us and a bunch of sticks. And 2 cannons that I think you 2 know how to use.
Well, from what I understand, we're here to talk more about this prophecy that we've been hearing about, to see whether or not it is necessary to get rid of the boy before they possibly return. So maybe we should do that before we figure out what our plan of action needs to be.
How about this? Goal, why don't you and I work on setting up the cannon, since it's going to be us less likely to blow ourselves up with them. Luca, why don't you talk to this priest and see if we can figure out some more things about this prophecy. And Rook, you can fact check the priest.
Oh.
Yes. You can fact check the lady, make sure that nothing she says sounds fishy, because you're apparently pretty good at that.
Okay, got it.
All right. See, there's a slight of the match as Samael lights the fire under Rook's ego and then fucks off to deal with the cannon.
And Rook just stands there bigly. Okay, Luca, you can talk. You go.
So,
you coming?
You make sounds. Yeah, I'm on my way.
Oh.
All right, so you guys head out the door through the little house, and as you exit the building, you actually see Maria kind of hustling toward you guys.
I really hope this isn't an emergency. What's going on?
I couldn't wait anymore. I need to see him. I mean, I've raised him since his parents passed, and he was just 2 or 3. Could you take me?
Oh, you mean Johnny?
Yes. Sorry. Yes.
Well, no.
What?
Marie, I'm going to try to put this as gently as I can. The less people who know where Johnny is, the less people the blood priests can rip that information out of.
But you can't keep me from him. I'm his mother.
I really can. And Simon sort of like puts a hand on the gun at his hip and is just like, if you're his mother and you truly value him, you're going to let him stay where he's safe and not increase the risk of him getting hurt later.
No, this is not okay. I know you think that just because you've come into town and you're going to supposedly help with the blood thralls that you can threaten me.
I'm not threatening.
This is my son.
I'm trying to keep him safe. I'm trying to keep everybody in this town safe. And that involves hard decisions.
She kind of falls toward you, kind of weakly, almost as if she's fainting, but she's kind of beating on your chest, like, no, and she's sobbing.
Samuel just lets her do it and just doesn't move.
Do you want us to give him a message for you? I mean, does he have a blankie you want us to bring him, or a toy or something? Goal's trying to pacify her because he doesn't want to see this, but he understands.
Well, of course, don't tell him that I love him, and it'll all be okay.
Is there any? Do you want me to tell him something he doesn't know?
Tell him that we can get through this together.
Okay, but we said you can't actually be with him, so you won't be together. But I will pass the sentiment. Yes.
So this is the woman who got kidnapped by the blood thralls and then got returned to town later, right?
Right.
Insight check is what I would like to do currently.
Yep.
Because Sama gets sentiment a lot, but also understands that if you are bad choices. All right, hold on. I have to actually roll this thing because we have.
I want to give you advantage on it too, since you came to that conclusion on your own.
Cool. That's pretty fucking good. I'm gonna take a 24. I'm gonna take a 24.
You're gonna take the 24. So yeah. Not only was she released, and after having been captured by the blood priest, it dawns on you that the blood priest in question has the ability to manipulate minds.
Yeah, that's what I was at. Okay.
And this feels really fishy all of a sudden. The hair on the back of your neck and everything is all going nuts. Dang it, I can't believe you. Because everybody was just going along with everything I said.
Yeah, I sat there going, wait a fucking minute. So Sama sort of I think, Goal, you sort of see Sama's been relaxed and mostly calm even while she's beating on his chest, and then just kind of goes a little still, and just kind of quietly goes, ma'am, here's the deal. If you want us to bring him something like a care package or a blanket, like my friend Goal said, we'll do that, and I'll meet you in a couple hours once we can get set up. The town defense is set up, and we can bring that to him.
I have to see him. You have to take me to him.
Well, why don't we talk about that in a couple hours once you've gotten the care package together? Right now, we have to protect this town, and you know that as well as I do.
Fine. I'll be here. I'll be in the square.
Cook him 2 helpings of his favorite dish.
Yeah, it's not a bad idea.
That's a good idea. I can do that.
Oh, you want some? 3 helpings of his favorite dish.
Okay. Okay. If you think more would be better.
Oh, such a delightful shit.
And that man's eye. So yeah. So if she walks away as soon as she is out of earshot,
she walks toward this way. I'll ping the map. Maybe I will. Ping. It's not pinging.
Just press and hold.
That's weird. It's just not doing it. That's not where I clicked at all. There it is.
That's me. Where
the second one. There we go.
Okay, cool.
So she's kind of walking this way. She goes towards the boar's tusk, then kind of seems to be meandering out towards this way, but she's still essentially in the square for now.
All right.
But that's where she's trying to go.
Here-ish, give or take?
Yeah, right here.
Cool. Gold, did you pick up on that?
The grieving mother that you were kind of rude to? Yeah.
Yeah, no.
I totally saw the rudeness.
Okay, so apparently not. So I'm going to try to piece this together for you. The grieving mother who was tortured by the blood priest with the mind control powers being very insistent on the one thing that's going to lead to that boy's capture imminently.
So you think she's a thrall in disguise?
I don't know if she's a thrall in disguise, but I think potentially she's had some whammy going on. I don't want to have to deal with that, so I think that's a thing we deal with later.
His mother, a thrall in disguise.
What's your passive perception, you two?
I just clicked off of it.
Yeah, where's my sheet?
Mine is 11.
16.
Okay. Yeah, so you can tell she's just like went around the corner of this building here and is just waiting to see where you guys go.
Okay.
Oh, so you think she's working with the thralls? That's probably not very good for
or for them in some point is I don't think her mind might not be hers.
So she's not doing it willingly.
She could be doing it willingly, she could be doing it unwilling. Point is at the end of the day she's still a liability.
I mean, honestly, we can't really let Rook know because the options are going to be kill her or don't.
Right.
So you're going to have to come more correct.
Well, do me a favor. Why don't you teach them how to use the cannons? I know how to do priming and things, but the mechanisms are, as far as I'm concerned, push, spark to trigger, kaboom.
Gladly.
And I'm going to keep an eye on the lady while I go get provisions for us. And he does that, says like get provisions with air quotes.
Gladly. Cannon class 101.
Sounds good. All right.
Do you need me to roll the stealth for that?
Yeah, so you're gonna, okay. That would be great.
Tracker, yeah. That's pretty good. 22 is pretty good.
Sounds good. All right. So you head towards the boar's tusk and sort of then duck out of sight.
Yep.
You wait for her to kind of show her hand. She comes back out from around that corner and walks in between the buildings here, seemingly to make her way this direction. She knows she came from that direction. And when she gets over here, depending on how long this part lasts, she's kind of looking for someone, presumably you guys, to follow. But she's trying to stay hidden.
Okay.
Or at least out of line of sight of people.
So she's kind of trying to anticipate us heading back out to go meet with Johnny so she can follow us.
That's your guess, yeah.
At least from what I can sort of tell, what I can guess.
Right.
Okay.
If you're assuming she's looking to follow you, then her actions have confirmed that.
Okay. Ooh, that's a tricky sentence. I like that sentence. Yeah, so I'm gonna do my best to stay out of sight and keep an eye on her. And if I can do it, if I can keep an eye on her while ducking into actually, where if Goal is moved, I think I'm actually by myself at this point, right? Because Goal moved off.
I don't know where Goal.
Yeah, I would have walked off to where I'm assuming we're putting the cannons toward the center of town or wherever we're gonna.
So I'm gonna
you would need to tell me what you're doing with that because I have no.
I'm gonna keep an eye on her until I see Goal and presumably some of like the townsfolk setting up cannons to make sure that she doesn't see where we're putting them. And if she does, I'm going to take note of what she can see and where we could move them, that they'd be out of where people might expect if she told them where we were putting them.
Okay. She's doing a really bad job of figuring out what you guys are doing.
Yeah. Cool.
That's all I got. She's just still waiting here, hoping to follow you this direction and figure out where you guys put stuff.
Okay.
So
cool. If she's still standing there, then after a while she isn't like actually doing anything, Sam will probably go off to talk to Goal and be like, all right, she's over here. Okay. And then check in on Cora. I'm sorry. Wow. Luca and Rook. I know character names. I know.
Yes, gotta get characters names with longer names.
Checks in on Jules and
so essentially, I mean, I'm not a master strategist, so in terms of where the cannons have been put, I'm gonna assume kind of where our fallback position is or where our primary area of defense is going to be, where we're going to choose to engage. But I'm going to instruct the townsfolk to try to hide these cannons, say with hay bales or other things, so they don't stick out. So you don't walk into the center of town and see two cannons,
Okay. So your best bet then for that is 3 different places. There's the mill here. There's going to be lots of available wood and piles of things that you can hide stuff in. There's the stockade, which is going to have bays of hail and feed and wagons and carts and stuff all around that you can use. And then actually kind of right here next to the boar's tusk is a small place for horses. There's a word for that, but I don't know what it is at the moment. So there is some hay and stuff here.
Okay. I definitely up here by 5 by the actual up here. Just so I'm guessing that's one of the main roads in from there. So yeah.
And that garrison that we referred to is north on this road. So if anyone's coming into town, unless they do something extremely inefficient, they would be coming from that direction down the river.
Okay. Yeah, that's going to be something that part of I'm going to instruct them, once, when it starts popping off, pull that thing out and try to, block the exit, keep them from retreating.
So we've got the most... if I've rejoined them at some point, I'll help out with strategery and things. But.
No, I just want to say popping off is it's a gnomish term, right?
It is a gnomish term.
Yeah. Well, when everything starts, popping off in the streets, as it were, because we're literally going to be fighting in the streets.
They do.
As they do.
Yeah, they pop rock.
Also, I just, for some reason, when you said hide them in hay bales, I imagine like a square hay bale with just like a cannon hole sticking up. Like, why is there a hole in the middle of that hay?
That's essentially what I was talking about.
Assassin's Creed cannon,
stacking them like Minecraft boxes, just
with
like
a hole in the center.
Like, that's a really strange structure for hay, but all right,
it's just hay, I promise. So yeah, you are speaking with Cohen, who is the guy you borrowed the horses and stuff from. So he's up there with you, kind of helping coordinate this. He's got a young man who's just his employee, kind of helping lift stuff. But going back to Luca and Rook in the home of Alina. Was there any other questions you wanted specifically to ask her? Otherwise, she continues to kind of ramble about the 3 parts of the prophecy and theories that she has and stuff like that.
Rook is still standing menacingly, letting Cora do the talking. Letting Luca do the talking.
Y'all.
It's because you have. Listen, you wrote Cora in your damn name. I'm fixing
Oh my God! Fine, I'll take it out.
That was easy.
I would say that we're probably asking her about the prophecy and letting her know that we know roughly like the breakdown of the 3, but they're trying to gather from her whether she knows more details, like if there's anything that's ever indicated like what would happen and whether or not this boy who seems to be the fire speaker is someone that needs to be taken care of or taken care of.
Right. She believes that if he dies, it will prevent the 3rd part from ever happening. And then if that happens, then the 2nd part will be ongoing. So the reign of fire will never end if the 3rd part doesn't happen. That's what she believes. So, which is, obviously in direct contrast to what Rook is suggesting. But yeah, so the reign of fire never ending, though. She's pretty adamant about that, and that's not a good thing. She's almost convincing.
This is what I don't understand, right? So, if the blood thralls, they come and we don't give them the child, they light the town on fire, right? If they do get the child lights the world on fire. And then the blood thralls, live in fire land or whatever. And if we kill the child, that is also the same as not giving the child to the blood thralls, and then they burn the town again. Either way. And he realizes, based on Luca's face, he looks over at the priest and either way, the town is in pretty bad shape, if you ask me. But the whole world doesn't burn down if the child isn't around.
But so that's fine, and I agree with you. But then the question, and this is more something for, I apologize, and she just kind of acknowledges the priest for a moment while she's trying to talk to Rook. You don't need to. They can hear you. They're not subtle.
Went like this.
I understand that you have some perception of greater good here, but we need if it was about 15 years ago that Lorelei came into power and is the known light speaker, then it's going to be time again, I assume, before the one whose hands bore the stone comes, and we can't get in the way of that. If this boy, if he is the fire speaker, we have to make sure he sees his way to that point, or else we'll never get the 3rd part of the prophecy. And maybe it's our job to keep him from burning the town or the world or whatever. Maybe that's what our responsibility is in the prophecy.
But how come when you make up additional parts to the prophecy, that's a maybe, but when I do it, it's a no? I don't know where your feelings come from. I don't talk to lights.
I believe in the goodness of light. It is good. She created us, and you just seem to think everything's going to be disastrous all the time.
Have you been outside the town recently? It's pretty shit out there.
Well, to be fair, Rook, just to bring this up, it's something that I've, in talking with this a little bit more, it's never actually specified in the prophecy, as far as I know, from what you've told us so far, whether or not the things that are burning in the world are the good things or bad. It could be someone that is here to rid the world of all the bad things with the fire.
That isn't the prophecy.
You could be.
I thought it was the whole world.
I mean, it could be the whole. It could be encompassing the whole world, but it could be within the whole world, going for groups of people that are bad as opposed to innocent people, and just everybody.
I don't like metaphors. Just say what you mean to say. Stupid prophecies.
So, I don't know. I don't think that we can take the responsibility of watching him ourselves, but we can't really leave him here for the town to look after because we've all seen how well that went the first time. So I don't know what we should do. I feel better having more information and kind of having a better idea of the breakdown of things, and maybe being able to consider the fact that he's not inherently bad. He just needs guidance to use those gifts to do something good with them. And it's more about making sure that he falls into the right hands to get that guidance. Whereas if he's left alone, it's easy for people. I mean, we've seen what the blood thralls can do. It's easy for people to be swayed into following them and doing what they want when they feel like they have no other options or that no one cares what happens to them.
People don't want to die. They're just doing what they have to get by until this age passes.
Okay.
She's agreeing with you.
What is the plan here? There's so many variables just hanging around here. Do we know that everyone in the town is on board with plan save Johnny Boy? Or do we know that the mouth, he can't just say, hey, give me the child, and everyone goes, oh, okay, and then hands him over? Do we know that there isn't 1,000 blood thralls ready to stomp all over the town a whole lot?
Well, I think that's part of the reason that we hid him in the woods, so that not a lot of people would know where he was, so that if they're like, oh, give me the boy, they can't because they don't even know where he is.
But what about...
How secretive was that we hid him in the woods comment?
I could roll for stealth or like sleight of hand or something.
What is sleight of tongue? I don't know if that's a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sleight of hand, but
roll
with charisma.
So...
What would you like me to roll? Stealth?
I guess stealth. How quiet. Can you say that?
Nah. Wow, Rook. Why don't you... You don't have to put your hand over your mouth. They can hear you.
Yep.
See, I told you this works just fine. I don't know why you're yelling at me about it.
We're going...
Because you look stupid when you do it indoors.
You're doing it too.
He's a dragon, so he does this, and like his whole rest of his snout is out here talking. It's like, no, that doesn't work that way.
Up to his, it's the equivalent. It's the equivalent of like, it's just like whispering like this. Just hey.
Rook thinks that you tell Rook thinks that you tell secrets to people by whispering into their mouth.
It's like a toddler. It's like a big, toothy crocodile toddler. Listen to me when I am telling you. This is a secret.
Okay.
I have bad news. We hit the bar.
We hit the bar? Sleep.
Shit.
All right.
Sleep.
So
Everybody?
not very
Okay.
secretive at all.
All right.
Yep. All right. So literally everyone
Stage
falls
whisper.
down.
Oh, that was a real. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Sleep. And I'm going to go with the order I have you guys in Zoom. So everyone except Rook, take your speakers off.
Oh.
And then...
Oh.
All right. So no one can hear me except for Rook, right? Okay. You are wondering why this conversation is taking so long, and you basically just lose interest and you walk out of the room. You're standing next to or in the town square, and being that all this stuff is so much in your mind, you immediately notice that the town square doesn't have the statue anymore of the little girl. Mm-hmm. Everybody's making hand signals. You're not helping. So the statue of the little girl is not there anymore. And it's then that you notice a group of people coming from the south towards where that statue is. So just kind of moving up this way towards where the statue was. You see a blood priest, a few mercs, a man, and a little girl. The man is being drugged by the blood priest out into the area, and one of the other guys like literally pulls out some bars and some wood and drops down a what's that thing called? It's where they put their head and their arms and they clamp them down in there.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. So they sit that on the ground and they put the boy or the man through that.
Stockades.
It's a stockade, so that word is used for other things too.
The stocks.
Okay. So, and the blood priest, which you don't recognize, it's not the one that you're familiar with from the area.
Okay.
Says, this man has tried to hide from us. This young woman whose power is brimming with potential. And she has come to us willingly, wanting to become one of us. And as you look closer, you feel like this looks like the girl in the statue. The girl you were told defended the city and broke free of the blood priest that was in this, actually killed the blood priest here. And she says, Daddy, I can't believe you tried to hide me. You tried to shelter me and keep me from using my power. And she reaches up to the sky and a beam of light comes down and torches her dad in the scene. Now, Luca.
What the fuck?
Put your headphones on, Luca. Hello.
Hello.
You are. What's that?
Said hello.
Hello. All right. It's been a while since you've had a good meal, and you're delighted to be sitting at this table, having a chance to enjoy some good home cooking. You're at a nice table in a large room. There's books along the walls. This feels like a home. On the other side of the table, you see Arthur Bornholt. You recognize him as the guy who kind of runs the orphanage, the pseudo orphanage. I hope you're in for, you have a good appetite. You're in for quite a treat. And he claps, and a woman walks in who's kind of dressed as a servant of some sort. Big friendly smile and carrying a tray, and she sets down a big pork roast with all the fixings, vegetables, potatoes, carrots. Can I offer you some wine, dearie?
Of course. I would love that. Thank you.
Excellent. Okay, I'll be right back. And she comes in with a carafe of something dark and red, and she pours everyone drinks and things like that. As she does, a ball bounces into the room onto the table and knocks over one of the glasses, and it spills. And Arthur sits up and says, Johnny, you are not supposed to be in here right now. Now get back to your room. Sorry about that, dear. You know, kids, they like to play. And you begin eating. It's wonderful, of course. The food is just absolutely delightful. And then you hear the ball bouncing in the hallway again. It probably catches your attention, and you look and you see the flame-haired boy with a big smile running into the hallway. When this happens again, Arthur gets up and he is fuming. You can just see pure rage. And I told him it is time for bed. It is not to come out of that room until I say so. This will be the last time he disobeys me. And he leaves. In the moment, you can't help but to follow. This is just bizarre. I mean, you're sure this guy is not, he's not nearly this savage. You follow. He's going up the stairs. You now see just at the top of the stairs, Johnny. This is like the service stairs, not the main entrance stairs. You see him like run the last few steps and around the corner, and you can tell he's scared now. He's like running, hoping not to get spanked. And you get to the top of the stairs just as you see Arthur Vornholt push the door back open that Johnny tried to slam in his face from some place that you don't even know where it came from. Vornholt has a hacksaw and he lunges on the boy and starts cutting his legs off. Scene. Sama, you woke up from a long night's sleep. You feel refreshed. You look around. You think you must be in the Boar's Tusk. This room kind of looks, I mean, the wood's the same color, but you didn't really spend much time in here. But things are, you're feeling pretty good. And particularly, you're excited because today that your family is going to be joining you from Bishonia. You wake up, you have your meal, and you get ready to greet them. They're due within the next few minutes.
Question.
What's that?
Question real quick.
Sure.
Elves don't take full long rests and they can't be magically put to sleep. Is this weird?
Okay.
Is what I'm feeling right now weird.
Yes. It's definitely weird.
Okay.
So, okay. Thank you for clarifying that. So yeah, this is happening, but you're aware.
Things are wrong.
Right. Things are wrong. You can almost, it's as if your vision at the very edges of your vision isn't the same clarity you would expect to see the world in. It's almost as if you're maybe looking through a telescope or binoculars or something
like a fisheye, something.
Fisheye, there you go.
Okay.
Yep. As you you prepare to go and get up, and someone bursts into your room. It's Henry, the owner or the guy who runs the Boar's Tusk. Sam, we have terrible. Oh, what's his voice? We've got terrible news. The blood priests are coming in right now. They've got an army or a small group of mercs with them. But I think if you are careful, you get up in the window at the end of the hallway, you could start taking them out. You got to help us. I'll send Rook and the others down to face him head on, but you can snipe them from up here, I'm sure.
Window's not going to be safe. I'll take another position, but let them know.
Okay, thanks. So where'd you go?
I go downstairs to try and find my family.
Okay.
Because if they're showing up sometime soon, do I know where they'd be coming in from?
Well, I mean, you'd assume they just come in the front door, but it's not.
To town.
Oh, yeah, they'd be coming from the North Road, where you guys are stashing the cannons and stuff, coming from that direction.
Okay, so in the direction of where the blood priests would be coming from. Okay. So I make my way that direction as quietly as possible, staying out of sight.
So, like, you leave the Boar's Tusk and you're heading out.
Yeah, kind of like this way.
Okay.
Behind the buildings, just to see if I can see who's going to arrive first.
Sweet. Give me a stealth roll. Okay. Yeah, so you feel really confident in that, your ability to stealth. As you get to about here, you hear the clatter of horses and troops, people in armor and different things like that. And you can kind of peek around, and coming underneath the arch of the gate right there, you see everything that I just described. You see 2 blood priests. You see 3 other mercs. Everyone's on horses, and they're coming in, and they're riding pretty fast at this point. They're gonna blaze past you, but you've got them lined up. I mean, you have an opportunity.
I let them go by. And when they've all passed me and presumably headed towards like here, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. So that's where they're going.
Is there a horse? Is there a horse in the state? Isn't like in the stables at Storehouse here? Was there a horse?
Yeah. There's several available. Okay. I mean, everyone is kind of hidden. They're all like kind of pushing themselves out of the street and not engaging in normal daily activity anymore because of this.
If the blood priests once they've all rounded the corner and kind of gone into the town square, I'm going to take a horse and ride north.
You're going to take a horse and ride north?
Yeah, because if that's the direction where my family is,
okay.
That's my priority.
Okay. The only reason I asked is because it got a little quiet. I couldn't hear you very well.
Yep.
As you're getting on the horse, you see the guy's name who I suddenly forgot. Man, Cohen. He actually kind of looks out the window and he's like pointing like, hey, that's my horse, but he's not willing to come out and stop you. You come around the corner.
I just put a finger on my lips like this, just then right.
Okay. All right. You come out of the stable yard here and are using your knees to start steering the horse north. And then from this direction, you hear a cry for help that sounds an awful lot like your wife.
I didn't see them at all when I passed out the side. I didn't see them at all when I passed out the side.
When you went out this way? No, you didn't.
Yeah. Okay. So I stop probably right around here and listen.
Yeah, so you continue to hear cries for help. Thelma, they've got me. I didn't know you weren't here. I tried. I'm afraid they're going to take our son. I shouldn't have come. It was a bad idea.
Yeah, I'm going to off the horse here and try to come around to this side, see if I can get a vantage point on where they are.
Okay. All right. As you can kind of see a line through this. There's a way you can draw arrows. Anyway, but yeah, so there is just enough. Yeah, there's just enough vision right through that angle there. Yeah. You see a few of the mercs. They've actually gathered up a few townspeople from this area. You're not sure what's going on. And then you're not in, and you think that one of them is holding a woman by the hair that looks like it could be your wife.
Do I see my son?
No.
Okay. Have I heard him at all?
No.
Okay. So I'm going to duck back into the shadows of the building, pull out my rifle, and kind of use the scope to see if I can more clearly identify who that is.
Okay. Are you typing something into Roll20 or just okay.
Trying to figure out something first?
Yeah, that's cool. Yep. So the best you can tell really looks like it's her, and she's hanging there and she's struggling. She's like, oh, please, somebody help us, somebody. And there's other people. Another
so, like, there's like a bunch, there's like a merc holding her, but no one's else like crowded around her. It's kind of open almost, or
yeah, everyone's sort of loosely spaced. I mean, your guess is there must be something that they're kind of focused on that's outside of your vision in front of the boar's tusk. I mean, if you act quick, you might be able to do something that can be reacted to in a way that doesn't end up with a mob fight. I mean, at least get away from it.
Okay. And I haven't heard anything from Rook, or I haven't seen Rook or Luca or Golden, right?
No.
So raise the rifle to my shoulder, close one eye, aim down the scope, take a very deep breath.
Okay.
Shoot her in the head.
Shoot her in the head?
Yeah.
Okay. In scene. All right, Kindle. He's very focused on his phone. Hey there. Having fun. Sorry for the delay to get to you here. All right. So you wake up after a nice evening's or nice night's rest from a nice comfy bed in what you presume is the boar's tusk. You feel refreshed, you feel good, and you know that you've got a long day of work ahead of you to get the cannons ready, to get additional ammunition made. You've been even tasked with helping to start to build some of the small embankment that they're going to use to hopefully hide behind and things like that. Of course, out of hay, like your brilliant idea suggested.
Hay stops all magic, of course.
Right, hay stops all magic. But as it would be, the first thing first is you have to get ready to go, right? So you start getting ready. You hop out of bed, you put on your clothes, you get your equipment ready. The last thing is your shoes. You've recently got some new shoes. You're pretty excited about those, and they are prepared in a very special way. Jammed through the sole of these shoes are the little tips of fish hooks. And it's almost as if they're just little barbs, like from poison darts or something like that. They're not like the size of an arrowhead. They're like little,
coming through the bottom of the shoe.
Coming through the bottom, right? So, and you put those shoes on, and you feel those barbs cut into your feet, and that's the end of the scene.
Ow.
Yeah, it hurts. You feel the pain rushing through you, and for some reason, you just know that's part of what you need to do in order to succeed in your day. Now, everyone, come back.
Okay, what the fuck happened?
All right, you slowly wake up. Wherever you were before that weird cutscene. So, Rook and Luca, you get up off the floor in the Light's home. Sama, you were heading towards the area where the cannons were going to be stored, and Goal, you were already over there, like helping to hide them in the hay. I think that's what you guys were doing.
Yeah.
You were avoiding
yeah.
making sure the woman didn't know where
yeah.
Johnny was. So you guys like are waking up off the ground. You're getting up, and you actually everyone you notice Luca and Rook that the priest lady, she's getting up off the ground. Everyone in town, if you look around and find people, they're all getting up off the ground, and they look freaked out. Like everybody is losing their mind right now. Some of them are breaking down and crying. Some of them are running off like random, just like hauling to get to wherever they think they need to go for something they're worried about.
Gold's gonna take his shoes off.
Huh?
Gold's gonna take his shoes off.
They're fine.
He's still gonna take them off.
Okay. What do you guys do?
Take my shoes off.
you keep taking them off.
Oh, yeah.
You take them off for 5 minutes.
Yeah.
What? Okay. So, despite all appearances, Rook is kind of smart. He's kind of the smartest person in the group. What? I think I might be mechanically. What? He's trained in magic. What was that? Like, is that anything that he's never experienced that before? I don't think. Is that anything he's ever heard of before? Like, he's seen the suggestive power of this blood thrall mouthpiece, but this seems like more, and he's not here. This seems concerned. At least he doesn't think he's here, right? I'm sure there would have been a lot more screams and running if he just appeared in town and was like, "Everyone, you're going to bed."
Right.
What do I know about what just happened? Was this magic? Was this?
So give us an Arcana and history roll. Let's do both.
I'll give you Arcana first, a 19, and a history, a 16.
Okay, so I'll start with the history. So yeah, you don't have any working knowledge of having heard about this kind of mass suggestion sort of thing before, but you do know there have been some blood thralls who do influence people on a large scale. So, I mean, the specifics here are what you don't know about, but the idea of it is not completely foreign.
Right.
However,
I've seen the mouthpiece do it.
Right. But however, Arcana-wise, it would take like somebody that's in the fifth circle of the mind focus to do something as powerful as this.
And I would assume locality-based. Like, he can't do this from a distance.
Right.
Okay.
And if this guy was like, if the father guy was fifth circle, he wouldn't be working for Landslide. Landslide would be working for him. It's kind of, not literally, but you understand the idea there is that's there's 4 people that would have that kind of power in the world.
Shit, man. Yeah, I think like Rook pulls himself off the ground and like instinctively just reaches a hand out for Luca, right, to help her up if she's not up already. But then looks to her and says, "This is concerning that everyone slept like this."
Yes, very concerning. Did you see anything when you were asleep?
Yes, but based on our previous conversation, it's best not said in front of that lady. She'll be offended for ever.
Well, also it seems to... Well, also the last time we said something in front of her, this happened. So maybe you're right. We shouldn't say anything in front of her because I'm worried that it's going to just start the cycle over again.
You guys must go. You can't stay here. And she leaves. She's in the building. She goes into a different room. You hear the door close.
Oh, well, that's convenient. I had a vision of the girl. And he points outside to the statue. Only it was not what everyone said, that she used her light power to kill a blood thrall, and that instead she turned her father in for hiding her and then melted her father's face with the sunlight. So,
So, do you think that that's really what happened with her, or?
Well, I can tell you this. It looks like everyone took a nap, and if I saw a vision and you saw a vision and she responded like that, I assume that she saw a vision, and also there's a yelling, a lot of it outside.
Yeah, you hear yelling and stuff.
So I assume everyone had vision. I know that even the father is not strong enough to do that. I don't think anyone in Landslide's Blood Thrall army is strong enough to do that, as far as I know. So I don't know where that came from, or if it is true or false. I have seen blood power do that, but not in that scale or from a distance, because there's no one here that would do that, I don't think.
I didn't see what you saw. I don't know if that matters or not.
Oh, that's different.
Do you want to take a minute to share that, or do you want me to do a cutscene? I'm kind of trying to not interrupt you guys from talking, but I also want to get to something that's actually happening on the other side of town where you guys aren't.
We can do a cutscene and say that during that time that I told him what I can catch him up on later.
Wait, like, because he doesn't know, right? I hopefully, unless he cheated and kept his headphones on.
No, we'll go ahead and say that maybe Luca decides that we need to look at what the screaming's all about, and she'll tell him later.
Okay.
We should go find Sama and Gol.
Yeah, we should see what's going on. This is very concerning.
Yeah. All right. Cohen runs out of the barn where the stockade is and runs up to you, Gol. He's like, what just happened? Please, what is going on? Do you guys are the blood thralls coming? Is this it? Is this the end? You see this happening, Sama, from a distance as you're approaching.
Yep.
Is there any way for me to tell how long we were out? Like, is there like looking up at the sun? Well, I guess there is. Is there? I want to roll for that or something. I want to.
I'm not going to make you roll. Okay. You're fairly confident. Very, very little time passed for you.
Yeah.
Everybody.
Yeah. Gol's going to ask him, what did you see? What did you see?
I saw the horses. They were like all sick and their flesh was falling off. I mean, I hope they're not sick. And then he actually stops talking to you and like runs into the barn.
Huh.
And you hear him in there, and then he's talking to the young man that was kind of his helper guy, and he's no help. He's like, I gotta go check on my mom. I've got to go check on my mom.
Gol's gonna turn back and start walking. If Samuel is walking towards me or towards, I'm gonna turn around and start walking towards him. We need to find Rook, because he knows Rook is kind of like the authority on blood thrall magic, and that's got to be what this is.
Well, that shouldn't be too hard if.
Yep.
So I assume you passed out. I passed out. It stands to reason they both passed out.
You still have your shoes on. Your feet okay?
Yeah.
I don't think I'm gonna be wearing shoes for a while.
Guessing your vision had something to do with shoes.
Yeah. It's creepy. But let's go figure out if that screaming is from being passed out or if it's from Rook.
You hear horses.
From where?
Coming from the direction of the Blood Temple, coming through here. Did you look? I assume you look.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I didn't need to ask. And you see actually almost a carbon copy of what you saw in your vision, Sama. You see Father and Brother Dane on horses with 3 mercs on horses behind them.
And where? So they're like here. Where?
Right. And they're hauling too. They're moving.
Yeah. Where
this
are
direction. Well, I mean, I've got Gol in here is where I'm picturing him.
So I'm probably like here-ish.
Yeah.
And this is where the cannons were too?
Yeah, they're hidden.
They're hidden
in
there?
this. Yeah.
Okay. I grab Gol and pull him back around the corner and like slam him up against the wall. Like,
Okay. Success. They truck on by, and you hear Father shouting, "This has been enough patience for me. Bring me the boy now." And whoever was responsible for that little stunt will be forgiven. And so he's kind of shouting that over and over as they're marching or galloping towards the center of town.
Do all of them look like a little freaked out? Say like a bunch of people who had been put to sleep for no apparent reason? Okay.
Well, at least the three mercs do.
The mercs do. Like the brother looks a little angry. Probably the other dude doesn't have a face, so I can't read not face.
His ears are twitchy. I don't know.
Yeah, but like the mercs are freaked out.
Yeah. They're looking around, kind of.
Okay. Once they go by, Sama like turns to Goal and says, "So they're freaked out. That means they're not paying attention.
It also means it wasn't them."
It also means it wasn't them." And then, like, looks at Goal, looks at them, looks back at Goal. Cannons? Cannons. And, like...
Yeah. And, I mean, are we initiating this? Are we
I think what we're doing is we're gonna, like, get that ready and move it toward the town square, in a hot second, but, like, make sure that they don't,
Still covered in hay.
Yeah.
All right.
Like on a cart.
Give me your mechanics roll, well, whatever that is. Why do I not know what skills are in this game anymore?
Because they've changed so many times.
So both can you give me a roll?
Tinker tool, does that work for mechanics? We don't there isn't like a mechanics. Okay.
Yeah, I have Tinker as a rock.
So both of you roll. I will tell you this is an automatic success. The higher the roll is going to be how fast this happens.
Fair.
Okay.
How do I roll this?
There you
16. Go. Sorry, I rolled it twice. So 19.
Yeah. That's good. What do you got? Roll.
Just gotta click the two.
I'm clicking it.
Yeah, no, roll 20 is lagging a little.
Oh, okay. Then
it does that sometimes.
Oh, okay.
I'll get ready for like 5 rolls then. Oh, it's because I didn't input the value there.
Oh, yeah.
Sweet.
Fair.
Oh, not bad at all. So I was hoping for Goal's roll actually first because he's the one who's already been here, like helping to set it up. So what your genius hay idea also happened to include the taking the wagon that you guys had borrowed from Cohen and covering it in hay and putting the cannons up on it and actually getting them assembled. Now you only have 2 bullets, the 2 that were in the bag.
Cannon wagon.
So you have a cannon wagon, and then awesome. Sama, you help basically get the wheels, so that it'll roll, and the last finishing touches all here in like 3 minutes. But I mean, it is enough time you can hear some cries of desperation coming from the town square.
Yeah.
Luca and Rook, you guys hear all this too. Father, Brother Dane, 3 mercs. The mercs look a little bit out of sorts, but they're there with their, manliness to support. And he shouts that again. Bring me the boy now, and whoever pulled off that stunt will be forgiven. Otherwise, I am going to kill every last one of you. And you see eyes, peeking around from behind bushes and doors and windows, and everybody's scared, even more than they were 4 minutes ago.
Well, I think that solves that question. It was not the father. He could not have done this.
It's good to know that that's not them, but then that raises the question of who it is.
Right. We need to find
Maria comes running out of from behind the boar's tusk towards the father, and she's crying, and she's like, I'm sorry, they didn't let me find him. I couldn't find him. Please don't kill us. Don't kill us. And Brother Dane holds out his hand, and the earth around her feet erupts and grabs her legs and breaks them off.
I'm sorry. He said, and then he grabbed him.
The earth grabbed her legs and broke them off.
She ain't got no legs, Michael.
As you notice this, you see what it appears to happen is that he turns her legs into stone, which allows them to snap off. And she just... and she's just laying there writhing.
Okay, and,
stone from the knees down and human above that.
Okay, cool. And now,
Cool.
How many of us saw that?
Everyone saw. Well, I mean,
Goal and I probably didn't, but
yeah. So yeah, I mean, the townspeople are just hiding at this point. No one's willing to come out to this. He's just shouting into the wind.
But like Luca and Rook saw that.
Yeah. And you assume other people saw it. I mean, you can tell people are watching this. Just they're staying hidden.
Sure. Rook reaches out and just grabs like Luca by the upper arm, and he says, "That man controls the earth with his hands.
Earth with his hands?
Stone, hand. The part 3 of the prophecy is the man who controls stone with his hands."
Yeah, no, I understand what you're saying. Yes, I get it. Okay, what do we do?
I don't know, but I'm pretty sure this town is dead.
Okay, so that still begs my question. What do we do?
Father hops down off of his horse and picks up Maria by the hair. Sama and Gull come around the corner with their cannon wagon. I assume that's what's happening, right? And you see Father standing there holding a woman by the hair that looks an awful lot like what you saw in your vision.
Huh.
But he's facing this way, shouting towards the town again. Where are you two at, Rook and Luca?
We left the House of Light and we're headed towards wherever we believe Gull and Sama to be. So probably the opposite end of where they're coming in from.
So is there a way that we can aim the cannons to hit everyone but Maria? Or at least as many people as possible and not Maria? Or is Maria just going to be in the line of fire?
I think
if you're going to shoot with her, with the situation as it is now, she's not going to be able to avoid it.
Awesome.
A person with no legs in a feudal society is probably doomed.
So
anyway,
here's
right?
what I'm going to do. Sama saw a thing and realizes he figured out the answer to this way before this happened. So I'm going to we're going to set the cannon wagon up. Goal, get ready to Goal, you're going to have to fire these.
Gladly.
Sama gets sort of from underneath, crawls underneath the wagon, sets the rifle on the ground, curls up on it, looks through the scope, aims for Father's arm.
Okay.
To shoot him, to try to get him to drop Maria.
Okay. All right.
Do you want me to shoot the cannon first, or is it...
No.
No. Okay.
On my signal, you'll know when.
Okay. All right.
So we're gonna make an attempt to save her, and if that doesn't work, cannons.
So Rook and Luca, I'm just gonna say, you guys let me know when you want to become part of this. Otherwise, I'm gonna assume you're hidden behind a building or something. So, okay. So I would like a extra roll from the attack. So you'll do an attack roll and then you'll do a trick shot roll, whatever that is.
Okay.
And
so you need a what? My brain heard all those words and processed none of them.
So you'll do the attack roll.
Okay.
And then like I did for Luca, I had her roll an extra dexterity check to see if she could use her thing to grab the guy.
Gotcha. Okay.
So whatever that would be for your gun shooting, I guess it's still dexterity.
Do I have advantage on it because it's a surprise round and it's at rifle?
No. I'm making you roll twice because you're trying to shoot somebody's elbow.
That's fair. Okay, here we go.
How about this? I'll give you advantage on to the to hit, but not on
that's totally fine.
Yeah.
All right. Cool, that's good.
Yeah, I said it just in time, I guess.
Okay, so 20 to hit, and you said an extra, just a straight dexterity check?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like a saving throw style.
Is it saving throw? Do I have proficiency in it, or is it? Did you want straight dex without proficiency?
No, with proficiency. Yep.
Okay, cool. 12.
Okay. That's not good enough to hit the elbow.
Fair.
So, roll damage though.
Okay. So it is roll Maddie damage and sneak attack damage. That's not bad.
Nice.
I'll take
nice.
that.
So 21.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, you hit the hip, kind of like right next to where the elbow is, and I mean it blows open. You see stuff flying.
Yeah.
I need to do a quick roll.
Yeah. So you just hear Sam also takes a breath in, takes a beat, and says to Goal, aim higher than normal, then bang.
Goal is essentially going to be kind of mounted on the cannon, like laying down to like get the aim and twist it. And when he says that, he's going to lean back to rock the cannon up and go wow and hit the firing mechanism.
Hit the firing mechanism. All right. So yeah, that 7, it hits him in the hip. I have a chart that's like how bad stuff hurts chart.
Fair.
It's not just damage. But so that hits him in the hip and he just falls like a sack of bricks.
Okay,
because he's now
so
one-legged.
He falls, she falls. I accomplished the thing I was going for. It's fine.
Yeah, so he becomes a one-legged chair.
Need shield.
Yeah. Oof.
And you are shooting the cannon. So I still want to get a aiming roll from you.
10-4.
So whatever roll to hit, kind of aim.
What would I use to aim?
Yeah, we'll just do
dexterity.
a dexterity. Yeah, dexterity check. No.
A 6, really? I guess he's, Goal's been eating a little better lately, so he weighs a little more. So when he rocked back, it kind of went a little higher than anticipated.
Does Goal
I want to shoot right here and boom.
Does Goal have advantage on it?
No.
Okay, we're just checking.
No.
Probably not immediately after his shot. There'll probably be more on alert.
No, that's what it's like. There's boom from underneath.
Yeah. So I wouldn't expect to get the dexterity or the.
Yeah. So the cannon flies over, hits the ground about here, blows up, throwing shrapnel everywhere, but it flies over the immediate area. Everyone is now paying attention.
Distraction.
Father hits the ground. He's like looking around trying to figure out where that came from. Most everyone else is focused on the ground that just exploded, though. Do you guys want to get in the fray, Rook and Luca, or roll initiative? I think we're about to that point too.
So before Rook is dumb, what does the scene look like? So a cannon explodes on impact. And he shot at a group of people?
Yeah. So
in a general direction.
Right. So basically right here,
like?
if you see my ping is the cannon with Sama in goal. Right here is Father and Brother Dane and the no-legged Maria. And then kind of off to the side are 3 mercs on horses. And then over here is where the cannon shot hit and didn't do anything. I mean, it tore the ground up.
It was very scary.
It was very scary.
Okay, that color is a bad color. Okay, but what is it? Tore the ground up, but are the people tipped over? Are the horses,
Yeah, the horses are rearing up. I mean, they're all looking for where that came from. I mean, their initial attention is at where it hit, but they do, are going to quickly figure out it came from over here. It's just a matter of you have a chance to do something
for sure.
Right.
Yeah.
So
you have a split second before it turns to.
There was the cannon over there at the X, and the explosion is over here. Oh God, that's green. Let me turn that black.
Explosion.
Perfect. Okay. Cool. Dope. Now I can see stuff. And we are, I assume, where was the Temple of Light?
Right here, it's the 8.
It's the 8. Okay, so we are right behind this explosion. And there are 3 mercs and the father.
And Brother Dane, the no mouth guy.
Oh, and No Mouth had grabby hands.
Yeah, he's the stone, or he's the earth speaker.
And who got hit with the cannonball? Just so because it's all big.
No one.
Here.
It just went over everybody.
No, who got hit with Samus cannonball?
Oh, Father did. Yeah, he's down.
No,
Okay.
Samus shot with the rifle, right?
Oh, yeah. I thought you cannonballed him.
No, Goal fired the cannonball and Sama tried to get Marie out of the way of the cannonball, which technically succeeded.
And we only had 2 shots, right? One for
we've got one
cannon.
more shot.
One more shot, yeah.
Okay, so both cannons were in the cart.
Yep. So we've got a single shot left.
Yeah, I don't
Loaded.
think I think when the blood starts flowing, he's like a shark in the water. Rook looks quickly, like side eyes to Luca, and says, "Get everyone out of here!" And then he just rips his scythe around and runs into this crowd. And he's just going to attack the first person. I assume a merc, and he's gonna like hit him with the scythe off of his horse, or attempt to.
Okay, yeah, sounds good.
Luca is going to take that opportunity when Rook says that to start running to go around the town, and this is going to require an amazing bit of dexterity and skill. Is going to try to use her rope dart to try and like start hitting like doors and stuff like that to get people to like come out and like start hurting them.
Oh yeah, you're trying to rally.
Yes, trying to, and that is her way of basically thinking, this way I can be over here and trying to get these people, and also fling something over there to get the attention of people over in that direction.
All right.
That's her logic.
Sounds good. I'm gonna do a couple little things.
16 to hit mercenary, and 7 slashing if that hits.
Stop it.
I'm sorry, I'm just here to
I'm gonna change your color. There's the mercs.
Cool.
Sorry, my throat does this thing sometimes.
Drink water, Daryl.
Hydrate or dihydrate, bitches.
Hydrate or dihydrate.
Dihydrate or zydrate comes in a little glass vial. Like we didn't know it was coming.
Okay, so
all right, I think I can
roll
again.
initiative, right?
Yeah, so after Rook, so he does a 16 to hit. The horse rears up in front of you. You manage to swing good enough to still clip this guy's leg. So give me a damage. Oh, 7?
7 damage to this guy.
7. He takes the hit in the leg. Now everyone roll initiative. Oh, Luca, I'm going to give you, I mean, I like what you described. I don't think there's any particular dexterity thing you need to roll for that. It's very cool looking though.
Yeah, I guess Goal's rocked by the cannon.
We're real good at fighting.
Yeah,
we're real good, Kendall.
I got a nat 1, so I feel like the explosion.
Yeah.
I need a minute. Ow. I should not have wrote it.
No ear protection.
Yep. That's so nobody's fast.
Oh, Christ.
So
okay.
unmade is first, or I mean Rook.
Unfucking make them.
Cool. So yeah, he runs in and slashes the backside of this guy and like hooks him off of his horse, or attempts to. And then he's going to attack the same guy.
All right.
He understands how focus fire works, and is going to chop this guy until there's nothing to chop. So scythe.
So he's getting down off the horse as you're swinging at him again.
An 8. That's not good. I don't like that. Okay.
You swing up at him where he was.
Yes. I'm trying to pull him down while he's getting down, and it doesn't cross-pollinate. So
yeah,
I miss.
Cool. All right. Luca.
Like I said, Luca is running around and kind of getting people's attention. As she's kind of like going from door to door, she's pretty much just shouting, "We need all hands, and we need help. You wanted to defend your town. Now is your time. If you're able, now would be a good time to come out and help." And she just keeps going and running around. And once she's kind of felt like she's rallied enough people outside that they can start spreading the word on their own, because it's their town, she'll circle back and start heading back towards the others.
Sweet. All right. You're getting some response. Margaret and Henry are definitely gonna come out with meat cleavers and frying pans. And there's, some people are visibly still shaken from the events that were a few minutes ago. So your response is pretty mixed. That brings us to my group of people. I'll just do them all at the same time. So the one merc with you, Rook, is going to swing a sword. It is a nice long sword. And I need to get that over here. Rolling says, oh, look at that.
That is a miss.
So,
a 5 misses.
You're whiff. The one next to him is going to swing at you as well. Also, but this one is from his horse. Wait, is there a advantage for being
Not
in
unless you're a
high
cavalier.
ground?
Not unless you're a cavalier.
Oh. 9 also misses. These two guys start swinging at you, and they're like, "Oh, Scorith, who isn't on our side. That's super weird. We're going to attack him." This guy is going to head this way. Oh, come on! Why can't I move him? There. Oh, there he goes. He's running over towards the cannon without doing anything. Father gets up. Or he tries to get up. He gets sits up on the ground. He's very, very angry. And he looks back towards where the shot came from. Are you hidden, Sama?
Well, I am. If the guy's running towards me, I'm hidden in the shadow of the cart, and the person is going to be directly between him and me at that point. So,
right. So this is what we're going to do. I need a wisdom saving throw. Reveal yourself, you hear, and you have a very strong urge to do so.
Fair enough. Okay. Said a wisdom saving throw, right?
Yep.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good. That's a damn good wisdom saving throw. Not that
strong of an urge, actually.
Sama just he's there's a slight urge. Sama's just like, why would I do no? And then he goes back to aiming.
Like salt on your eggs. That's how much of a whisper of a thought you had.
That just defeats the entire purpose of being a rogue. Absolutely not. Fair.
And then Brother Dane will come over here. Why can't I move these things? It's making me crazy. Rogue. There, he goes over to Rook and swings his big hook thing at you.
At who? Me? 22.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's not the roll.
That's not yours.
There we go. That's mine. 24.
24 does hit.
A 24 does hit.
For how much damage is Rook taken?
15.
Oh, fuck.
Alrighty. So this big hook lodges in between some of the plates of your scary skin.
Yeah.
Does that do more than half of your hit points?
Nope. It does
Nope.
just under half. By 1
Okay.
point.
Then I will not do anything else other than say you have a big hook lodged in your shoulder. Now back to the top of the initiative order.
Me.
Yes.
Cool. What do I want to do? I wish I had 9 more bonus actions.
Do we not get turns?
Oh yeah, Sama and Gold.
Oh yeah, you get turns. What the heck?
I was like,
Just
did we
checking.
roll so bad?
Nope.
Don't
You rolled so
matter.
badly that you go 3 turns later.
Yes.
Fair.
Pretend I didn't say any of that, or that Rook was trying to figure out what he was going to do.
So it's Sama's
What do you
turn.
guys?
My turn.
I guess Sama's first, and then
So this
Gold.
person running towards us.
he's on a horse, so he's heading that way. He's gonna. You can see he's gonna hop down and try to get after Goal, probably.
Okay. Well, Goal has a robot chicken, so I'm significantly less concerned about Goal.
Well, the robot. I have to call the robot chicken.
That's fair.
It's still a tusk.
You should definitely call the robot chicken.
It's happening.
So I think so. Sama hears Father be like, "Reveal yourself," and Sama's like, "No," and then shoots him.
All right.
It's how I'm gonna do that. So we're gonna roll rifle. 19 to hit.
Oh yeah, that hits.
Dope. And he still has no idea where I am. Correct?
He knows the direction.
He knows the direction of where I am, but he is not quite sure. Okay,
Right.
I don't think there's anyone. I don't think there's any of my allies in him either. So I don't think I can get a sneak attack on that one. But we'll roll 4 damages. 5 piercing damage to the face because I rolled like garbage.
Okay. He gets hit again.
Yeah.
It pushes him backwards, and he's in a lot of pain. You see blood running down him. He's not wearing any armor of any value other than maybe some thick leather.
Fair. So what I'm going to do is, in addition, I'm going to tumble out from beneath the cart, duck behind this building here, so he can't see me.
Cool.
And then I'm going to bonus action hide.
Okay.
Stealth.
Go ahead and give me a stealth roll just for future reference. I mean, you're out of line of sight, but that's great.
Yep.
Goal, what would you like to do, my short fellow?
So this mercenary, I'm assuming, ran up to the cart that I'm kind of on, right?
Right. Yep.
And we still have a second cannon.
You still have a second cannonball. Yep.
So he's going to roll over, since he was on top of the cannon, he's going to kind of roll off with that cannon into the side of the cart. And as this guy runs up, the other cannon is in the cart as well. And if the guy gets up and sees Goal's just going to say, "Hey," boom, and fucking light off the second cannon right in this dude's face.
Okay, that works. I mean, he's running up towards it. He's not terribly cognitive of what this big boomstick is you've got here. I mean, it's not a completely foreign concept, but still, he's assuming you're going to attack him with a sword, because that's what people do.
Yeah.
So, yeah, roll to hit with advantage. Sure.
Okay. What did I roll last time? Dex, yeah.
Dex, yeah.
Shit.
Oh.
A 7 with advantage. That's super cool.
Oh
Nailed it.
God!
I mean, it's your first time with such a big cannon. They're unwielding.
I didn't even aim this one. He was like there, so I figured, at least the concussive force probably,
Yeah. No, I'll give you a little bit of that. I mean, he's affected by it. He's gonna step
understand,
back. He's scared.
It happens to everyone.
This normally doesn't happen, I swear.
Failure to perform is a common anxiety.
Yeah,
All right.
it's far more common than you think. You're fine.
I knew that was coming. I didn't mean to do that.
He didn't.
I want you to know that you people mean the world to me.
Oh, yay.
You keep coming back.
Okay. So yeah, that guy steps away. Now he actually, if somebody that would give you an attack of opportunity if you could do it, Goal.
If
You've
I
got
could,
away.
yeah, I got a way. I've got so many ways, but I'm gonna use this one. My quarterstaff. I'm gonna swing at him.
When all else fails, hit him with a stick.
Hit him with the stick. Yeah.
There we go.
There you go. Alrighty.
Nailed it.
So you hit him and go doing off of his metal armor.
Bonk.
So you do hit him, but not enough to do any damage.
Yeah.
So
I'm gonna feel like I kind of tried to jam it in his face and it just shanked off. It's like, oh no.
yeah.
So
You'll pay for that, you little rat.
I want to throw hay in his face and get underneath the cart.
Wow, rude.
Pocket hay.
Okay.
All right. Now we're back to the top of the order, Rook.
Oh, I forgot what I was going to
Oh,
do
just
because
like-
this was ridiculous.
Gold just like Shazam, and then like vanishes behind her.
Now that I'm in the thick of this battle, so there's two mercenaries here, the father and the no mouth
Brother
guy.
Dane.
Brother Dane.
Yeah.
Who does anyone look jacked up at all? One of them got shot with a regular bullet, right?
Father is right here. He's been hit twice.
What does he do? Dane was the one who talked. Oh no, Dane was the stone guy, and Father was the guy who made everyone be quiet, right?
Yeah, the other day.
Okay. Cool.
And right now he like hollered at Sam. I said, "Show yourself." And you, as a blood thrall, I guess, will say, could feel that he was doing stuff.
Yeah.
But right now he's just sitting there with no-legged Maria screaming next to him.
One leg among two people.
Yeah, there's two people here. When one leg.
Got it. Yeah.
You're going to pay for this, all of you. You can't do this to me.
I think so. Like, there's the two mercenaries that are attacking Rook, and he kind of like shoves them off with his scythe, and hears the father screaming here. And as he like chokes up on his scythe and swings it up overhand around, like avoiding these mercenaries entirely, he's going to swing at the father. And as he does so, his eyes kind of go black, and this like energy, which he could also probably feel, and so could Dane, this energy pulses from him, and everyone's hair sort of stands on end as lightning just arcs out of Rook and up the blade. And now the blade is just crackling with electricity as he slams it down on this guy.
Yes.
As I activate my Rite of the Storm, and I activate my blood magic.
There you go.
And he's going to get some more damage on him. So, scythe attack.
Catch that smoke.
12 on old man. Does 12 hit an elderly man?
A 12 does hit because he's sitting there on the ground.
Perfect. He takes 10 points of damage, 3 slashing.
So he's prone. You have advantage.
Well, it was advantage, I guess. So he takes 7 slashing and 3 lightning damage.
7 and 3.
Yep. So 10 total.
He took 21 earlier and 5, so that's another. He's like up to a bunch. Okay. All right. So yeah, you arc down into him. It cuts into his shoulder, and you see the red material like turn black as the lightning through it. And he very angrily turns to you also. Drop your weapon and roll a wisdom saving throw.
A wisdom saving throw. Woof. 11.
Okay. You feel an uncontrollable urge to drop your weapon.
Okay. So as the weapon leaves his hands, the electricity drops from the weapon and just courses back up to his arms, and now his arms are pulsating with this lightning.
Okay. That sounds good.
Yep.
And the mercs are going to swing at you too. You're all like surrounded and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So we've got a 19 for a longsword hit.
A 19 will hit.
5 damage.
Alrighty.
Longsword cuts into your arm as you're kind of trying to block it.
Yeah.
Zaps it a little bit with electricity. Another longsword. Ooh, okay.
Nat 1 does not hit.
That is a nat 1. So he swings at you. He's trying to figure out everything that's going on. He sees your electricity burst here. He sees the father go down and is practically helpless on the ground. And you feel that this guy is literally scared of you now. So next time, if you use your blood magic again, you'll get to do another d6 of damage.
Cool. Well, this is an ongoing thing. The lightning is an ongoing effect.
Okay. So but you also have enough intelligence to understand that you are potentially going to start sliding down a slippery slope.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And then Brother Dane is going to point at the ground near your feet, and earth is going to erupt up around you. Oh, that's not very good. And basically he makes the ground rumble beneath your feet. So if you can give me a strength saving throw and beat a 10.
He's distracted by the bullets.
Yeah.
I can't, apparently. Jesus Christ, I have a +3 to fucking strength.
Okay. And you'll have disadvantage on your next attack because you're on unstable ground.
Yo, we rolling real well today. Jesus.
Yeah, we got some rolls. Luca. Like, wait, is that the right name? Sorry.
You know what? You wouldn't be the first tonight, so it'd be par for the course.
Wow.
I know it's not the name she
Feel
wrote
bad.
in.
Attack me right while I'm just trying to eat some Doritos. Jesus.
You're welcome. I do it because I care.
So you feel like you've exhausted your energy to try to rally people. Some people are coming out and most people are not.
Okay. When I finally do circle back to everyone, where are we saying I end up at?
I would let you choose. Do you want to be kind of on this side of things, or do you want to be over on this side of things?
I want to be over on this the first place that you clicked.
Down here?
Since apparently, yes. I was going to say, since it won't let me do that.
So it sounds good. So now you are on kind of definitely on the blind side of Father and Brother Dane, because they're both facing away from you.
Okay. Can I? So he, Father does not see me at all.
Correct.
Cool. I would like to run and jump and punch him directly in the temple if I could.
That sounds good.
And I would like to, not just like a straight on punch, I want to, like, if I can, try and come in at an angle and like hammer fist right into the temple, because that's going to...
him with cast fist.
Yep. Muscle wizard cast fist.
Yeah. All of the key. Roll to hit. With advantage.
Oh.
And he's sitting there on the ground, so you've got to like beat an 11.
How do I do with advantage for...
If you just roll a hit, it'll show both. It automatically does. There you go.
Oh.
So, yeah, you run up. He's still focused on Rook. And everyone's a little bit like stunned now that they discovered Rook has something going on. And you just clock him in the head. So
awesome.
Give me that unarmed strike damage. Are you doing a key power? I don't remember what you have with that, but...
So you should be able to attack twice normally. When you attack with a monk weapon, which is your fist, you can attack a second time with an unarmed attack.
Right.
So you can attack twice per turn normally.
Okay, so then I would say when I hit him, if his head like kind of goes down from the impact, I'm gonna come up at him with a knee to the face. So he basically goes "Kuh-kuh," and my headphones just
Perfect.
fell.
Exactly what we want to happen.
So
Dumbass.
basically, roll the same thing again, or click the same button again.
Okay, gotcha.
And if you want to
Nice.
spend a key point to use Flurry of Blows, you can do it one more time.
You can do it again, right?
Yeah. Let me spend.
Let's see what your damage is.
Let me spend a key point. Do I just hit key to do that then?
You don't have to. Just remember.
Yep.
Okay.
And then do
It
the
doesn't
same attack.
do anything. Yeah. So that's your to hit, but let's see what your damage is on that.
For damage in the actual chat box where it says Monk Unarmed Strike, click that.
Okay. Right underneath that one that I
Yep.
just rolled?
Yep. And then
Roll-
do it one more
yeah.
time. So
There you go.
9 total damage.
Another 9 damage, and so you clock him in the head. He immediately jerks forward, and then you knee him in the face, and his head goes back, and blood spurts out of his nose. And you swing again and miss, but since you still get 2 attacks with that flurry of blows, so you get 1 more attack.
I think you just get 1.
I thought.
At level 3, you just get 1 additional.
Oh, okay, never mind. All right, so.
Yep. We're good.
And
I
then
did
he's
what I
like,
set out to do.
he's falling to the ground, and you swing over his head, miss him on that third one.
Gotcha.
It is your turn, Daryl.
I don't remember who was next.
You.
Hold
Me.
on.
Uh-oh.
And I'm gonna say, as a bonus action, I'm gonna use well, no, that's not necessary for right now. That's not like prepping a weapon. Never mind. I was gonna use Kensei's shot, but that can be done next time.
Okay.
Then it is your
it's
turn.
about
So,
that time.
so Father, he's in bad shape. He gurgles and kind of puts his hands out around and says, "Sleep," as strongly as he can.
What are we rolling?
See you in a minute.
17. And there are 1, 2, 3 of you that he knows of. So the way I'm going to so Goal, Rook, and Luca, give me a wisdom saving throw.
Absolute tits. All right.
6.
15.
Goal.
There,
Attention.
13.
Nice. Okay.
I thought I clicked it. I guess
so-
it didn't register. Sorry.
It's okay.
Rook, you are you feel overwhelmingly sleepy right now. You don't literally fall asleep, but you sink to your knees. You kind of go limp.
I don't like this.
Luca, you push that boy out of your head like nobody's business. And Goal, you feel it too, and you'll have disadvantage on your next action. Dane's going to swing at Rook one more time. 11 misses.
11 misses.
The 2 short sword guys swing, or long sword. Oh, we got a 20 on that one.
Good thing it's not a natural 20.
Yeah. Oh, come on, Daryl. Just use the dice you've had up here. I forget. It's not supposed to be +5. It's supposed to be +2. So 10 damage.
10 damage.
That is a
Okay.
mighty blow with that sword.
That is a mighty blow with that sword.
It's a good swing.
And I forgot the other guy's actually running away. So we're going to put him right there. Okay.
Did I get an attack of opportunity on that guy?
Yes, sure.
Cool.
No, you're asleep.
Oh,
No,
I'm
wait,
actually.
that was before.
Yeah.
So yeah, before. We can retcon that.
Okay. So he would have gotten 24. And
Yes.
12.
And 11 damage.
12.
So yeah, he takes a big chunk and
Hell yeah, he does.
is falling all over himself as he's running away.
Get wrecked, boy.
Okay. Now, after all that, it's back to Sama.
Yeah.
Sama.
I have had enough of this dude's magic fucking nonsense, so I'm gonna answer with my own. It's called Cast Gun. And do I have advantage on this because he can't see me?
He's still gurgling. Dang, get me out of here.
Yeah, fucking shooting him real goddamn hard. All right. Roll with advantage. Ding. 16 to hit.
Yep.
Cool. And then we're gonna roll damage and sneak attack.
Nice.
18 damage to the fucking body part.
Yep. So you shoot down this little alleyway here, I'm guessing. Seems like a fun place to be.
Yep.
Yeah. You hit him in the shoulder. You see it burst out his back, and his eyes roll back in his head as he almost feels like he's struggling to stay conscious, but
Someone like
he goes down.
Like, go the fuck down. Go down. Go. Yes. Go.
He's down. And that's where we're going to end it for tonight.
God damn it. Okay. All right. Okay.
Okay.
Well, we're in the middle of combat. Boys, I'm at 2 hit points.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's what
Okay.
you get for being the big guy, though, right? I mean, everyone's like, I got to get him.
And I'm electrified.
And asleep.
And asleep. Okay.
And asleep.
Well, I guess I'm no longer electrified.
Yeah.
Cool. I didn't know I was actually asleep. Fuck. All right, cool. That's it, guys. Damn. We come back in the middle of combat next episode. Shit.
I'm
I'm
so
excited.
glad you tuned in.
Okay. All right. Well, here we
so
are.
good.
Thank you, everyone, for hitting that donation bar, the corruption bar, rather.
Yes.
For these ridiculous visions, which we still have no idea what the hell they were. We know at least one involves shoes. So let's go around, do our introductions, get out of here so we can do our Patreon.
But the audience
after
knows
show.
who they are.
I know, those fucking liars. They're going to keep it from us. Yeah, let's get out of here so we can do our Patreon after show and end the night so I can head to work. So we'll start with Cora. Who are you? Where can we find you on the internet? And what are you up to?
Currently, I'm dancing. You can find me on Twitter at GlamourBombLive, all capitalized. That is where I post about all of the projects that I have to do with TTRPG and other random nonsense. Currently, the project that I have ongoing is this one. So you can see me every Tuesday night with these lovely individuals as we deal with all of this. And yeah, feel free to check me out and follow me on Twitter if you're interested in all of my shenanigans. And we'll go from there.
Sweet. Kendall, who are you? Where can we find you on the internet, and what are you up to?
Yeah, my name is Kendall. You can find me on Twitter, KWFrags. And Goal is much more of a lover and a shit talker than a fighter, so this is going to be interesting because as it is right now, he's one-on-one with this dude in metal armor, so...
I appreciate that you built him to be like behind Rook, and now you're on opposite ends. Like,
Yeah.
oh, no!
Dude, my immediate thought, if I got another turn, I was like, man, how am I going to disengage with this dude and try to go hit you with a cure?
How do I get to Rook?
Reasonable,
right.
honestly.
Let's jump to John. Who are you? Where can we find you on the internet? What are you up to?
Hello, I am John. You can find me on Twitter at RY0MASA or at Ryomasa. You will be seeing hopefully significantly more of me now that my thesis is over. That is also why I'm not paying attention to many things because I am on 76 hours with like 4 hours of sleep. So I'm gonna go die.
You did great.
But we do tabletop. I do tabletop RPG stuff on like obviously this show as well as 9:30 p.m. at Scraticus Academy for New Kitty Nights, which is an Urban Shadows game in which something really fun actually just happened to the character I played. So you should go check out the VODs and see what happened. Other than that, doing some writing for a sea shanty project inspired by D&D and like especially a campaign I'm running. So trying to build music for fantasy realms that has specifically to do with those, and then also a project of turning The Witcher into a Western. So more on that now that I actually have time.
Dope.
Dope.
I dig it.
Very good.
That being said, we'll turn things over to Daryl. Who are you? Where can we find you on the internet, and what are you up to?
I am Daryl T. Jones, but on the internet, I am Splattered Inc. on Twitch, Twitter, and all the things. I am an illustrator and RPG writer, creator type guy. Mostly I do stuff for D&D. I do maps and character design, all that stuff. So you can find me at Splattered Inc. I also have a Patreon, which will have its second post tomorrow. So that's exciting. And it's, of course, patreon.com/Splattered Inc. So check it out. If you like D&D characters and art, that's what I'm doing. So Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for the donations. Super fun.
Fantastic. And again, if you guys like what you see here, go check us out on Patreon. Go subscribe here on Twitch and join the conversation over in our Discord. Links for all that stuff down below. And we will see you guys next week for more combat and shenanigans and see if Rook dies. Which is maybe. It's a good maybe. We're going to go film our Patreon after show. So if you're a Patreon, enjoy that tomorrow. But for now, we'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.